I'm back.
All right. Yes, you went away for a few weeks. Had a nice time.
Quite frankly, it was hectic. The traffic wasn't great. Let me tell you all about it. So I caught a carriage to Helgen. That took some time. They were transporting some people. I think one of them was a thief or something. I wasn't really paying attention. One of them just said, "Hey you're finally awake." Then once I got into the village, there was small crowd standing around. I wasn't sure if it was a welcoming committee or an event, but then a dragon swooned down on a tower raining fire. So a weird start to the holiday. While the dragon threatened the village, I took myself for a nice stroll. I was ambushed by some wolves before entering another village called Riverwood. An old lady there sworn she saw a dragon. I didn't bother to tell her if it was true or not. I had a drink in their inn, then headed towards a place called Whiterun. Upon entering the capital, I entered the palace. The king was throned there. Balgruf of Jarl, I think it was. I figured I should mention about the dragon. He seemed concerned about the matter, so I assumed seeing dragons in Skyrim is a rare sighting. I had a look around. Their hall was very exquisite, must be one of those rich places. I approached a room with a mage inside, only to be stuck behind a woman. Yet when I tried to sidestep to go around, she still got in the way. Complaining to me, nonetheless. "Hey, watch it! What's the hurry?" So I did what any gentleman would do on a scenario like this.
You waited.
I slapped her!
Ooh.
Apparently that was the wrong option. A bounty was put on me and they kicked me out. How rude of them. It was her. She was in the way. I digress. Anyway, at that time it was nightfall. So I took another stroll and ended up at another tower. I noticed some guards stringing their bows. Another dragon appeared. I figured I better kill it. Same the town or whatever. It's at least the minimal I could do. I kid you not, after killing it, some guy close by just absorbed the soul. At least I think that's what the swirls were I saw. Perhaps I was on drugs, unsure. Then like a magic trick he just dropped cheese wheels, plates and other junk. Believe me, it was a lot of items. I question how much. Anyway, then the guards called him the Dragonborn, like the title itself has some meaning. I'm not familiar with Skyrim lore, so I'm just going to ignore that. Probably not very interesting. Afterwards I took a carriage to Markarth. It seemed like a fantastic place to look around, until entering. The first thing I saw was some dude stabbing a lady, so I of course left immediately and headed to Dawnstar. Entering Dawnstar, some of the peasants there seemed to complain a lot about sleep and nightmares they're having. That's not my problem. Out the corner of my eye, I noticed some freaks in cultist armor asking about the Dragonborn. Not sure what their deal was. Someone also set up a museum, looking around inside. It didn't mention anything about me or Morrowind, so was I fed up and left. It's quite cold there, yes. Even gods like myself can feel the chill. Oh, and I bumped into a child. Ugh, children. He kept asking, begging even, about being adopted. So I, of course, being the kind-hearted god that I am, did what any person would do in that scenario.
Oh, dagoth, you really?
Punched the kid in the face. He was annoying me. Skill issue, really. But again, apparently the folks didn't like that either. First Lydia, now this nameless child. You think to yourself, does no one in Skyrim have any balls? Quite frankly, I was getting agitated. Some holiday this turned out to be. I needed to clear my head, so I visited the Shrine of Azura, since she was also mentioned. Among climbing the pathway upwards, I noticed, I think it was the Dragonborn, riding a horse. Again, I kid you not. He just rode a horse up the mountain. Physics on horses must abide differently in Skyrim. It sit quite tranquil atop the mountain. The view was gorgeous. It was enough to calm my irritation. I stood in awe at the scene in front of me. It was all so peaceful, until I spotted Lydia armed with a steel sword marching towards me. I think she is a companion of the Dragonborn. He didn't even attack me. He just stood and watched. I dodged her blows and her arrows. Then like a fierce wind, the Dragonborn shouted in a tongue I did not recognize, nearly knocking me off my feet. It was probably one of his special dragon powers. Fus Roda.
FUSR Oda? What does that mean?
Mate, I have no idea. I don't speak dragon shit. But hey, I did get to slap the bitch again. but she seemed invincible to my blows. She just kept getting up, so I just left. They stopped chasing me, so I headed to the nearest town, Winterhold. They're always advertising the college there, so I figured I'll check it out. But no, I have to prove my worth. Use a spell. I am the god of the Lord Dagoth and father of the mountain. Immortal Lord High Counselor of House Dagoth. I don't need to prove my worth to these peasants. The scenes were great. The tourist attraction were mid though. 8 out of 10. I'll be sure to put a complaint on Trustpilot about my concerns regarding the not friendly population. 6 actually, for how woke Skyrim is. Women's inequality. Pa.